a deck that I've been waiting some time for has arrived. It's one of 2 packages that have been delayed, so I'm only too glad to share it with you. Let's go over and have a look. See you in a minute. Good morning and welcome back to my channel. Well, I think this might give you a little bit of a laugh. I have just spent, I would say, 5-6 minutes on an unboxing, on going through the guidebook, looking at the packaging and starting with the cards of a deck that's arrived this morning, and realised I had not pressed record. So this is take 2, and I'm still trying to do it with a smile on my face. Oh God. Right, the postman rang my doorbell this morning. I dashed down and there he was with a box. And he said, I think it's arrived, the post you've been waiting for. And it had one of the 2 that I'm waiting for. And it is this one here that I'm going to give you a little sneak peek before I do. Oops, you saw the card. There you go. It's my moon baby from Brant Palazzo. Thank you so much, Brant. And this card has arrived with it, the world card. And what I'm going to do with this world card, I have a couple of other cards upstairs on my little sacred space area that I feel that when they mean something, because sometimes you get a card and yeah, that's lovely, I'm going to use that as a bookmark, I'm going to use that for journaling. Some I'm going to use on my altar stroke sacred space. Why? Because I do find this is one that we all like, and it's the world. We want to be able to take the world in our hands and make everything that we want come true. But when I have this and I look at it, and it's going to be there to look at me on a daily basis, to remind me, Elaine, you're not going to have this unless you stop procrastinating and start working. Everything comes to those who work for it. Sometimes you have to stop and take a different route. Sometimes hurdles are thrown in our way. Then sometimes we procrastinate and get nothing done. I say nothing done. I'm now on chapter 14. Hopefully I will get to the end of this story one day. But this card is going to go there to remind me. Get your finger out, get writing. Now, what else came with this card? Well, we have the little card that tells me that it's a limited edition and my deck is number 247 of 1000. And we have this adorable reading cloth. And what I like about this is A, the colour, B, the size, and the fact it folds so neatly, nicely and small. It will be perfect for travelling. And it suits the deck entirely. I also like the texture of the cloth because it's non-slip. I have a couple of silk reading cloths, but I do find that my cards tend to slide across it. I prefer those that have no slide on it and either velvety or this sort of heavy sort of linen feel. Now, the deck comes in a 2-part box, and there you go. We have the key that's on the back of the card. That's the back of the card design, and in here the Moon Baby Tarot 1st edition 2021. On the back of the box we have Step back into the 70s with this updated version of the Hoi Polloi Tarot. First marketed in 1972 as a game for children, the Hoi Polloi has remained a favourite deck among collectors despite its low print quality because of its funky take on the original Rider-Waite-Smith deck. As soon as I had a copy, I knew I could improve its quality to contemporary standards while persevering its medieval aesthetic. That's a new word for my lexicon, Brant, medieval. I worked for months recoloring and reformatting the images so that they could be printed in modern tarot dimensions. I kept the colour palette to hues popular in the 1970s and used a new font that complements the art and period better. The result is a fun updated take on a classic vintage deck. The original line drawings were drawn by Jason Peterman for Hoi Polloi Inc. from original artwork by Pamela Coleman Smith under the direction of Arthur Edward Waite. This deck has been recoloured and formatted by Brant Palazzo. Special thanks to Melissa Zupan for her help with editing. And then we have the QR code on the bottom. Okay, that'll be interesting to see where the QR code takes us. Now the guidebook is perfect. It's unfussy. I love the design on the front, because again that is very sort of 70s retro, and it's great. In fact, I can recall shapes, colours and designs in kitchen paraphernalia from this era. Of course, in the 70s I was too young to even know tarot existed, but recollection of just fashions, bathrooms and everything else really fits in well with this. Now, what I like about this guidebook, it is a concertina pullout that gives us zippy, straightforward keywords to each of the cards' meanings. I do feel that this will be great for beginners as well as seasoned readers, but for beginners as an easy reference guide to quick looking up over what a card is when you're starting to learn to use them. It's just so easy and saves you paging through the little white book or having to have a magnifying glass to look and see what it says. And what I do like about it, the short answer is that there is no correct answer. The tarot has long been a tool used by people in countless ways, whether you use it to predict your future, as a tool for self-reflection, or both. You're sure to benefit from adding it to your practice. I absolutely agree. And there are some tips there from Brant, and also use Moonbaby Tarot to show us how you use the deck. We may do that, and like I say, it's just perfect. Now let's have a look at the deck for the second time. Just apologies for, you can see some towels on my furniture there. We've had to bring the washing in, it's raining here today. Now look at this, look at the border. It's not picking up as clearly on the camera as it is here, but it's a beautiful baby pink. Definitely wise choice going with the pink. It suits the deck perfectly. I'm just trying to get it so you can actually see it as well as I can. You can see the contrast there to here, but it really is a lovely shade of pink. I also like the corners aren't overly rounded and they're not pointy, because I find pointy corners tend to curl, bend, and are usually the first part of the card to get damaged through shuffling and dealing, etc. But that neatly small rounded edge is really fitting. Okay, and here we have the Fool. I like the less busy look of the tunic with just a few larger flowers on it as opposed to lots of little ones. And I like the simplicity. It's clear, it's not in your face, it's just easy on the eye, but I also find it has a friendlier vibe. I don't know how many of you feel, but there have been many times when you've when I've read for somebody and it's like, oh, tarot, oh, I don't know about this, it's a little bit scary, and you think, well, you know, you came for a reading, you know, it's tarot's tarot. But this has a friendlier feel to it, so it's going to sort of endear people as opposed to push people away. It's going to sort of pull them in. That's the vibe I get from this. A nice sort of relaxed, calm, not overly fussy, or not fussy, just straight and direct. So we have our Fool. The cardstock is nice and just right. It's not too thin or too thick, and I love the smoothness of the card and the fact it's matte. So when I'm showing you this, even though there might be a slight gloss on the card, we haven't got that sheen that blinds you and hides the image, so you can see it nice and clearly. Unfortunately, my camera doesn't pick up nice sharp edges. These edges are all nice and sharp in here on the drawings. And the High Priestess. The font I do like, and I do agree with Brant, it is more fitting for cards from this period, and it does suit the art and the colouring. It's so easy to see the print and the name of the card. It's just lovely. I like here on the Chariot, it's pretty straightforward. You've got your Alpha to Omega sign in the heart on the Chariot there. It's just beautiful. And the two-tone pinks of the Sphinxes pulling the Chariot is beautiful. Strength, I love the look on the lion's face. He doesn't have that sort of grimace that you can sometimes see that when line work has possibly been overworked, it sort of takes the lion's mouth from being open to almost grimace-like. And this is more gentle looking. Now, Hermit. The Wheel of Fortune. Oh, now this has struck me. Our Justice card. Yesterday, if you recall, I was reviewing a deck yesterday, or not reviewing it per se, but doing a walkthrough of it, and Justice had a blindfold on, blind Justice. With this one, yes, her crown's fallen down to just above her eyebrows, but she can still see. So Justice here is able to see both sides of a story and make a fair and just decision. And whichever way it goes, it will be the right way. It's seeing clearly what is in front of you. The Hanged Man. Now, here's a lovely one, the Death card. And how often would you hear that? Just bear with me, the phone call's coming in. So I just had to take a call there. So here we go, the Death card. Now, let's just look at this for a minute. In Christian churches, particularly Catholic churches, purple, as we see this, the prone body here is covered in a purple cloth or robe. During Lent, statues are covered in purple cloth. And on the third day, it's sort of like everything sort of lies low, but it's like renewal, because on the third day those cloths come off and everything is back to normal, back up and running, newness. And what I like about this here, the green hue on Death and the carrier of Death, his horse, is that for me, green always represents new growth, new life, new beginnings, starting again, which when we look, it's rising up, getting up from what has knocked you down and going with the flow, but growing at your own pace, taking on newness, putting new stuff out there, change that works out better, fresher, cleaner for you. See? And then we have Temperance. Love the orange there. Warm sunshine. The Devil. Those chains do look heavy around the two there, don't they? Tower. And again, the tower with sort of sudden and unexpected changes, but the tower's green, and again, that tower time might make you feel, oh my God, what's just happened? But it's giving you a new foundation for, again, new growth, restructuring, rebuilding. Star. The Moon. I do like the face in the moon. The Sun. Judgment. And the World. Beautiful. I love that card. That's going to look lovely on my altar, that other card of it. It really is. Now, I'm just going to go through the minors so that you can see the shading, because we're all familiar with the RWS deck. and just letting you see how it is with the the moon baby. Now, see here on our Seven of Swords, we have that individual who's a little bit sneaky. Here he's dressed in green for that new growth and everything else, but that just shows the duplicitness of this card and this character, that they portray themselves as being there for your good, but aren't necessarily so, you know? Yeah. All the characters that are prone, I love the fact that they are in greens, because you can always get up when you're down. It's just finding that strength and willpower. Aren't the colours just absolutely perfect? Absolutely stunning perfect. Look at that. Look at that perfect arch of a rainbow. And the colours are brilliant. Oh, I do like it. Look at that. See the green here, achieving something, being successful, winning battles and growing from the experience. You have to look at life as growth. So many times we're knocked and so many times we feel it's not easy. But you know, when we focus on the positive, most things are surmountable. Look at that. Wow. Now here we don't see our characters in any green. But look, if they only put their heads up, look through that window and ask for help. And someone once said to me, if we turn this card upside down, that window becomes a doorway to access assistance. And there's green on the doorway. Follow the signs. Well, I have to say, I am mightily impressed. I don't usually get or woohoo about RWS decks, in the sense that I've never been a massive collector. I wouldn't be looking at Pam A and Pam B and all this sort of thing. But something like this, the Moon Baby, things like the RWS 2.0 and the Conrad Stain decks are so lovely in the way people have improved them. There's 3 examples just of one particular deck and how it's been brought into this sort of century with its improvements, colours and hard work that's gone into it. And Brant, I have to say, this is up there with the best. Thank you so much. I'm so delighted to have finally received the package. Thank you for the correspondence during my time waiting for this, and thank you for creating this lovely deck for us all to enjoy. Good luck in any future projects. So folks, I'm going to leave it there, and albeit you wouldn't think so, but looking outside, it's actually drizzly, a little bit on the foggy side. I'm going to drive into Wexford now and pick up a Buddha statue I've ordered. I'll show it you when I've got it. Take care everyone. Have a lovely day, whatever you may be doing.